Hi everybody, my name's Dave and welcome back to Loft Legacy, and we're going to continue our journey through all the James Bond films. And it's a lovely day here. Unfortunately, I'm not in Nassau, Bahama, which is where this next film was set. It's 1965's Thunderball. And here we are, the first widescreen Bond. Now, Thunderball ramped things up in terms of production values. It had over twice the budget of the previous film, Goldfinger, and it's the first one that's shot in Panavision, so it's in a proper 16:9 widescreen format. And it's a gorgeous looking film. Directed by Terence Young, who'd returned from Russia with Love and Dr. No. Don't forget Guy Hamilton had been brought in for Goldfinger. It's a mixed bag, is this. It really is. Let's look at this video packaging. The poster for this. Look up, look down, look out. The artwork for this film was gorgeous. It really was. And this is the remastered widescreen edition. What I like about this is, what about this? Our price Sheffield. I paid £7.99 for it back in, can't see the date. Date's missing. But what it had is all the posters inside. Now don't forget that it's really early days of the internet when this come out, and this has actually got all the trailers. So it's got all 5 of Connery's Bond film, the trailers on it, which was a really big thing. You know, you I don't know if YouTube was going at the time. I have to look that up. In when did this come out? 1992 this come out, so probably pre-YouTube. You couldn't get all, you couldn't really see the Bond trailers. So this, having all of Connery's Bond trailers on, was a big thing at the time. Special collector's edition. Everything was a collector's edition back in the day. Some mugs like me would buy extra copies. I think the widescreen on this looks pretty bad.
Colonel Bouvard passed away in his sleep, so they tell me. You sound disappointed. You did not kill him yourself, huh?
I am.
The pan and scan ones look better because with the format. I've actually looked at this in 2 ways. One, I've put the whole widescreen across this TV ratio, the 16:9 ratio, and it looks bloody awful. It looks awful on VHS. And I've also done it with the black bars at the side, so it was in 4:3 TV ratio with the widescreen in the middle, so you got the black bars at the side, and it looks a little bit better, especially on a big TV, a 65-inch, whether you class that as big anymore, 65-inch TV. So yeah, whilst these were saying the widescreen, they're not anamorphic. They're still on a 4:3 TV ratio. Yes, you can stretch it, but the resolution of VHS looks pretty awful. It really does. So as for the film Thunderball, we say they doubled the budget. However, we all know about the story behind it. Ian Fleming, over far too many drinks with chaps called Jack Whittingham and Kevin McClory, come up with the film Thunderball, and probably with a bit of a hangover, a haze the next day. They couldn't really remember who wrote which bit. Anyway, Fleming, the cheeky so-and-so, released it as a book, and that's where the trouble started. So Kevin McClory took Fleming to court and continued the battle for until about the early 2000s. Crazy. It was crazy. Just keep going on and on and on about it. So in court, which they do attribute to Fleming's early death, the stress of this court case was not good for poor old Ian Fleming's health. As part of it, McClory won the film rights. So there he is. Well, what do I do with it? In comes Eon Productions. So when you look at this, it's produced by Kevin McClory. I think Broccoli and Saltzman, who mentions presenters or something. So really, it's an Eon film, but without Broccoli and Saltzman producing it. Now, I'm not a fan of Kevin McClory, and as part of the deal, yes, he had the rights to Thunderball, which, you know, you could argue this film's kind of made under license by Eon. It's got all the, you know, Eon cast, the music, but Kevin McClory's kind of in control. And as part of the deal, 10 years after the release of Thunderball, he could remake it, and he tries to do it in the 70s with robotic sharks. He made it with the rather flabby and underwhelming Never Say Never Again.
Bombers ready, bombers away.
And he even tried to do it in the year 2000. He was trying to get Timothy Dalton back as Bond. I think it was called Warhead 2000. Same story as Thunderball, different actors. As for the story, it's okay. Spectre hijack a Vulcan nuclear bomber, steal the bombs and hijack it, and Bond has to track, via various ladies, track the bombs down. It's alright. Emilio Largo, Adolfo Celli plays Emilio Largo. He's alright. He's dubbed, but he's alright. Claudine Auger looks gorgeous as Domino. I think she's, you know, extremely attractive in it. She's alright. Everybody is alright, apart from Connery, who's great. Connery looks like he's having the time of his life. He's got a cruel little smirk on his face during the film, and he looks like he's having a ball, and he's very enjoyable to watch. What does let the film down are the underwater sequences, in my opinion.
Because it's very hard to portray it in my mind, and all the actors in the actor.
This is officially an aquatic Bond, as I think the official title, the official phrase is. There's lots of underwater sequences. Now, they're done by Ivan Torres Photography, who's a specialist underwater photography producer. It looks gorgeous. The underwater scenes in the aquatic life look beautiful. However, it's not very good a way to tell a story, as I've just mumbled and blubbed away. When you've got actors who aren't talking, and underwater where movement isn't as probably a little more fluid and slower, it's hard to tell a story. So you've got long chunks of the film underwater, and whilst they look great, I think they stall the action, and they do drag a bit. They really do. Upgraded to DVD from somewhere called the Videodrome, and I have no idea what that was. And this was in the first, you know, the special 007 editions, which are nice. You know, you always have the nice booklet in these. So great picture of Connery. Luciana Paluzzi is great as Fiona Volpe. I think she's a real femme fatale in this, and she kind of steals the scene. Yeah, whilst you've got Largo kind of mumbling along with his eye patch, Fiona kind of she's excellent. She really is excellent in this film. And also Charlie with his patch over his eye. And it's alright. You know, it's enjoyable enough with the scenes with the dialogue in it, but there's far too long of the film where it's underwater and there's no dialogue. The ending's very weak when Domino shoots Largo. The end effect of the boat crashing is woeful. It really is bad. It's one of the worst rear projections in the Bond series, in my opinion. A bit at the end with the skyhooks, which was a real invention. The skyhooks quite fun, but on the whole, I think it is a bit of a flat Bond film, despite Connery being great in it.
He must have followed us.
I think he got the point.
As with all the Bond films, we're rating them. And the mission, the story, I'm giving 3 out of 7. The underwater scenes really sink, every pun intended, sink the film. I think it just goes on, and you know, the first half of the film's alright, then they go to Nassau, Bahamas, and I've been to Nassau and it's a beautiful place and it looks beautiful in the film. But it's just, I don't know, it just seems a ponderous film. 2 hours, 5 minutes, it feels a lot longer watching it. I won't say I'm bored, but it labours, especially with the underwater scenes. However, the spectacle, I give 5 out of 7. Yes, there's some bad effect shots. Boring aside, the underwater photography is beautiful, especially on Blu-ray. It looks great, it really does. You know, there's aquatic colours, the sea turtles, when they're swimming, you know, him and Domino are swimming underwater, it looks beautiful. The action sequences are pretty good, alright. The jetpack at the beginning's alright. It's functional, it's alright, it's a decent Bond film. The action trots along very well. Apart from, I said, when the boat crashes, the re-projection at the end, the effects are good. You know, the driving's pretty good in it. Yeah, 5 out of 7. It's a good, solid Bond visual adventure. As for the music, I'm going to give it 4. They actually released the Thunderball suite on this 1992 compilation, the double. It's the 30th anniversary. They released it on CD and they released a limited edition. So it's got radio spots, various others, various stuff on it. But it's got the Thunderball suite, so you've got 21 minutes of the music from Thunderball. John Barry's score is excellent. However, the underwater scenes, there's only so many times you can hear da 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 da, and that repeats a lot. And I find it's my least favourite. In a way, it's my least favourite John Barry score. They're all good. The theme tune by Tom Jones is a proper banger. It's great. When it hits the high note at the end, he fainted. The original song, I believe, was going to be called Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, sung by Dionne Warwick, which is on here. And that musical motif, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, runs through the film. So like some other Bond films, the music for a rejected title, theme song, runs through the film. Tom Jones is a real good old Tom Jones belter. Good old Tom. But there's a lot of repetition. Da, 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 da. Or should we go? I was not underwater then, just like in For Your Eyes Only. Anyway, that's coming at a later date. So yeah, 4 out of 7 for the soundtrack. It's nice, it's memorable, but it repeats far too many times for me. Overall, Thunderball is a bit of a disappointing film. It's alright, enjoyable enough, but it's never come at the top of my ratings. I feel it drags, especially, I keep saying, the underwater action drags. And a lot of films who have lengthy underwater scenes, unless they've got a big helmet on where you can talk, if there's no dialogue and lengthy scenes underwater, it is quite hard to tell a story. So, to me, Thunderball's disappointing. Looks great, Connery's great, but on a whole, not one of my top favourites. But alright and enjoyable and worth checking out nevertheless. Our next video should be the next Eon film, You Only Live Twice. But we're going to do them all. We're going to do the absolute stinker, the 1967 version of Casino Royale. And I can't believe I've had to revisit it. But revisit with me. We'd love you to subscribe. We'd love you to comment on our videos. And thanks very much for watching. Take care, everybody. Enjoy your bonds. And I hope to see you again soon.